Yeah. Good morning, one and all. I welcome you all to the Commodity Research Club of Anand Rathi. So, hi, I am Jimesh Chauhan, Technical Research Analyst from Anand Rathi Commodity and Currency Desk. So, let's start with our today's session. So, our topic for today is Bullion Bus Weekly Market Outlook. So, let's start with the session. Let me share my screen. So, is my screen visible? Yeah, okay. So, hi everyone, welcome to the Commodity Research Club Weekly Market Outlook. Let's begin with the bullion market overview. So, as we all saw, precious metal had a volatile week. Last week was a very volatile session where gold had reached all-time high during midweek on Wednesday towards dollar 2,483 levels due to early rate cut expectations. But however, later in the week, we also saw profit booking both in gold and silver. Because this was because of the dollar strengthening and rising treasury yields. So for this week, we all saw that speculations of Donald Trump's potential victory has risen in the November 5th elections, and Biden has withdrawal from the presidential race boosted the dollar index. Current week we have major datas will be which will be focused. So the datas which will be focused on are US second quarter GDP estimates, durable good orders, key PCE inflation data, housing data for further directions. As we know, tomorrow we have the Indian Union budget. If in the budget we see import duties reducing on gold and silver, so if the import duties are reduced on gold and silver, so there won't be any upside move in gold and silver in the Indian markets. So overall, gold and silver both is expected to remain volatile, while profit booking may be seen in the early week, but later in the week, data may provide clear directions for the coming months. So अगर हम टेक्निकल आउटलुक की बात करें, टेक्निकली गोल्ड ने डिसेंडिंग चैनल पैटर्न का एक ब्रेकआउट दिया था लास्ट वीक एंड from there we saw gold reaching all time high towards 74,731 levels. बट वहां पे हमने देखा कि गोल्ड सस्टेन नहीं कर पा रहा था एंड लेटर इन द वीक हमने देखा कि प्रॉफिट बुकिंग आई है एंड बिकॉज ऑफ इट अ फॉल हैज केम इन गोल्ड वेयर इट हैज मेड एन इन्वर्टेड हैमर कैंडलस्टिक पैटर्न और ये कैंडलस्टिक पैटर्न इंडिकेट करती है एक बेरिश सिग्नल, बेरिश रिवर्सल. सो हम यहाँ पे एक पुल बैक डाउन साइड एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं टुवर्ड्स द लेवल ऑफ सपोर्ट लेवल्स आर 72,100 एंड 71,375. अपसाइड पे रेजिस्टेंस है 73,958 एंड 74,731 लेवल्स पे. आगे बढ़ते हैं सिल्वर के टेक्निकल आउटलुक पे. तो सिल्वर जैसे कि हम देख सकते हैं कि एक डिसेंडिंग चैनल पैटर्न में ट्रेड कर रहा है एंड यहाँ पे हमने जैसे कि लास्ट वीक देखा कि एक बेरिश एंगल्फिंग पैटर्न एक फॉर्म हुई है. इसका इंडिकेशन है कि यहाँ से मार्केट और डाउन साइड एक्सपेक्टेड है. बेरिश एंगल्फिंग पैटर्न इंडिकेट करती है मोर बेरिश सेंटिमेंट्स. सो यहाँ पे हम एक और डाउन साइड मूव देख सकते हैं. यहाँ पे सपोर्ट डाउन साइड पे रहेगा 87,851 एंड 86,156. जैसे कि हम देख सकते हैं कि आरएसआई में भी डाउन साइड का एक नेगेटिव डाइवर्जेंस दिखाया गया है. तो यहाँ पे डाउन साइड इज मोर एक्सपेक्टेड. अपसाइड रेजिस्टेंस वुड बी 90,830 एंड 92,500. Going ahead with crude oil market overview, uh, precious previous week price movement जैसे कि हम देखेंगे कि previous week crude oil had fallen more than 2.5%. Hello, am I audible? Apologies for the technical glitch. Let me start it again. Sorry, there's a technical glitch, so I am not able to share my screen. So let's begin. So I will just provide you with the technical outlook. So let's begin with the bullion market overview. So previous week we saw precious metal had a volatile week with gold reaching all-time high midweek on Wednesday to $2,483 level on the early rate cut expectations. But however, end of the week we saw profit booking due to the dollar strengthening and rising treasury yields. Current week, we are focused, bullions will be more focused on Donald Trump's potential victory as it has increased for November 5th elections and Biden has withdrawal from the presidential race. This has boosted the dollar index. However, there are major data this week will be which will be more focused on. So market will also watch US second quarter GDP estimates, durable good orders and key PC inflation data, housing data for further directions. As we know, tomorrow is our Indian Union budget. If in the budget we see any import duties reduced on gold and silver, there is a potential for upside limiting for Indian gold and silver prices. Overall, gold and silver is expected to remain volatile with profit booking likely to be seen in early week. However, later in the week, macro data will provide more direction for the coming weeks. अगर सो गोइंग अहेड विद द क्रूड ऑयल प्राइसेस अगर हम कॉपर के लेवल्स की बात करें तो सपोर्ट विल बी अराउंड 70,100 एंड 71,375 while resistance will be around 73,958 and 74,731. सिल्वर के लेवल्स की बात करें तो सिल्वर में लेवल्स रहेंगे सपोर्ट विल बी अराउंड 87,851 एंड 86,156 और रेजिस्टेंस अपसाइड पे रहेगा 90,830 एंड 92,500. Going ahead with crude oil overview. Previous week we saw major fall in crude oil, which was more than 2.5% fall. This was because of China's GDP, lower China's GDP numbers and China's demand concern. As we know, China is the major importer of crude oil. We have seen lower demand in China, because of which we saw a fall in crude oil prices. Midweek, we saw a rise. This was because of the drawdown in US stockpiles. But overall, we saw a bearish view, bearish signals for crude oil. As we also see the Gaza ceasefire talks was also there and strong dollar index. Current week will be more focused on data, which is from US and China, and potential buildup in US crude oil stockpiles may exert pressure on prices. टेक्निकल में हम अगर हम बात करें तो यहाँ पे टेक्निकली एक सिमेट्रिकल ट्रायंगल पैटर्न में फॉर्म ट्रेडिंग कर रही है क्रूड ऑयल के प्राइसेस एंड मेजर अपसाइड यहाँ से लग नहीं रहा है. मेजर अपसाइड रेजिस्टेंस विल बी अराउंड 6740 and 6887. Downside, if it breaks below 6426, we may see more downside to the levels of 6340. Going ahead with natural gas market overview. Previous week we saw natural gas falling 8.6%, which is a major fall for natural gas. This was because of the US stockpiles remain 17% above average. Production is already at higher levels, due to which we saw a fall in the natural gas. बट यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं कि नेचुरल गैस इज अप्रोचिंग इट्स द नाइमेक्स नेचुरल गैस इज अप्रोचिंग इट्स $2 level, where producer might announce cut, and if it's announced their cuts, this is positive for natural gas and we may see an upside bounce in natural gas prices. Overall sentiments are bearish for natural gas, but setting stage for a potential recovery if there is shift in LNG export volume or weather patterns. टेक्निकली हम देखेंगे कि टेक्निकली अगर बात करें तो एक डिसेंडिंग चैनल पैटर्न में करंटली ट्रेड कर रहा है नेचुरल गैस. करंटली इट्स अराउंड इट्स मेजर सपोर्ट ऑफ 172 to 180 लेवल्स. अगर 170 के नीचे रहता है, सस्टेन करता है, तो मोर डाउनसाइड एक्सपेक्टेशंस है टिल 160 and 157 लेवल्स. अपसाइड पे रेजिस्टेंस रहेगा 192 and 200. गोइंग अहेड विथ कॉपर मार्केट ओवरव्यू. कॉपर में प्रीवियस वीक हमने देखा कि इंडस्ट्रियल मेटल्स क्लोज लोअर लास्ट वीक. कॉपर हैड फॉल 5.7% लास्ट वीक. दिस वाज बिकॉज की पॉलिसी मीटिंग्स इन चाइना फेल्ड टू ले आउट मोर पॉलिसीज टू prop up demand for metals. China's third plenum, a twice-decade policy meeting, wrapped up last week, and metal market have been looking for signals that the government will take actions to address the country's prolonged property slumps, the biggest driver for industrial metal demand. जो bearish triggers है फिलहाल बेस मेटल कॉपर के लिए, which is LME copper inventories have more than doubled since mid-May, reaching their highest level since September 2021, mainly in Asian warehouse. करंट वीक के लिए जो आउटलुक रहेगा, स्टार्ट ऑफ द वीक बेस मेटल आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू ट्रेड पॉजिटिवली ड्यू टू चाइनीज बैंक्स कटिंग देयर बेंचमार्क lending rate and the dollar slipping after Joe Biden ended his election campaign. Technically, copper has formed an bearish engulfing pattern. Currently, it's near its major support of 800 to 8114 zone. If it falls below 800, we may see more downside to the level of 790, which is the major support zone. Upside resistance is around 834 and 850. That's all from my side. Thank you so much for joining for the event. Thank you so much.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.